Trump advance are giving a $20 billion handout to Argentina while farmers and workers in America suffer. Argentina is selling soybeans to China because of Trump's tariff. Yet instead of helping America's farmers, they're giving a $20 billion handout to their political crony, Milei. Here's the reality. Our families need help with the cost of childcare, with the cost of groceries, with the cost of auto insurance. This is not America first. This is a bailout for political cronies.
What's up, beautiful and amazing people? So in today's video, we are going to talk about MAGA supporters, MAGA farmers. Actually, they've come out complaining massively about Trump's support for Argentina. President Trump is actually bailing out the government of Argentina, and yet they're struggling. So let's listen to these videos and then we'll come back.
This is Muskonomics. This is libertarian, cut all social services. We're so smart. We're going to fix everything. And now the United States of America is bailing out Argentina, and you have people whose social services have been cut. And it seems like every single time I turn around, Pumps, this administration puts Israel first, and it puts Argentina first. And you have a bunch of Americans who voted for this man, who live in rural America, that they voted for him because they think he loves the country and he thought he was going to help them, and he lied to them. He lied his ass off to these people. They were nothing but a transactional vote for him. Meanwhile, their hard-working dollars are going to Israel to kill kids and to Argentina because they elected a dipshit.
Well, and it just, all we hear about is that rural hospitals are closing, younger people can't buy a house. We've got people on social services because they work full-time, but the minimum wage is so low. And I look at this and I think, if we don't have money to fund education or hospitals or Social Security, we're taking money that people put into the government and we're saying they can't have it back, then why the fuck? Where are you getting the money to bail out a foreign country? If you can't help your own citizens, why are you doing it to other people? And then I think it's because they don't give a shit. They don't care.
Yes, and Kylie, put up the Midas Touch tweet. MAGA told us over and over again that Milei was bringing prosperity to Argentina. They used MAGA propaganda machine to highlight his austerity politics as a model for the U.S. Now that the outcome has been devastating, they are making the United States bail out their failed experiment. End wokeness in 2023 when Milei was running for president. All he had to do was stand next to a "Don't Tread on Me" flag, because that hits hard in MAGA. And in wokeness tweets, holy shit, Argentina just elected Javier Milei as their next president. History has been made today. And Elon Musk says prosperity is ahead for Argentina. We're 2 years, a year and a half behind them right now, you guys. Elon Musk went into the federal government and they did this exact same thing. The big beautiful bill is this exact same thing. So then that leaves me the question, who's going to bail us out? Because last time I checked, everybody hated us because Kanks is so unlikable.
Right. I mean, no one's going to bail us out. They're going to celebrate the fall of the United States. And Trump, we are the 7th bankruptcy that he had. I mean, look at the dollar. Look at all the financial indicators. You're right. We are 2 years away from this, if we make it there.
So the Trump administration is getting ready to bail out Argentina to the tune of $20 billion. If you are a Republican and you are a Trump supporter, I wish for 1 minute that you would stop listening to the rhetoric coming out of the Trump administration and actually look at the facts. Because even though Trump talks about America first, here he is bailing out Argentina to the tune of $20 billion while the average American suffers, while our prices increase, while we're losing our health care, while they're wanting to raise the age of retirement. We have to stop listening to politicians and what they say and look at actually what they do. We have to allow facts to speak over rhetoric. We have to learn how to do this and to think critically of what's really happening here. And Argentina needs a bailout because they are implementing the same types of policies that Trump supports and is doing here to bring back the so-called golden age, better known as the Gilded Age, where the rich got extremely rich and the workers got their rights stripped away, were paid basically nothing, and we all became wage slaves. And that's what they have done throughout the last 40 plus years under trickle-down economics. They've made us all slaves to wages. In each passing year, the cost of living increases, but yet our standard of living decreases. The purchasing power of our dollar is decimated, and this is what they are bringing. So now Trump is bailing out Argentina with $20 billion of your tax money. They always tell us they never have money for all of the things that benefit the citizens of this country, but somehow we have the money for UFC events at the White House. We have money for ballrooms. We have money for the Rose Garden. We have money to give to Israel at $3.8 billion a year, and we also have money to bail out other nations while the Americans suffer. We need to start focusing on facts over words. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. This is Grim with Get the Rant. Like, share, follow for more, and I'll see you all in the next video.
The Trump administration just gave Argentina $20 billion. $20 billion of our tax dollars to Argentina. According to the New York Times, Argentina is a different story. The Treasury Department has been working to prop up its sputtering economy. On Wednesday, Mr. Bissett declared that the United States was ready to extend a $20 billion lifeline. The moves are intended to betrust the fortunes of Javier Milei, Argentina's embattled president, whom the orange buffoon Trump sees as a kindred political spirit. So basically, he's giving them a bailout because he wants to be friends with the Argentina president. By offering economic support to Argentina, the orange buffoon and his administration is wading into precarious politics of bailouts, which Republicans traditionally loathe. But I bet you because he says that they're not going to care anymore. By using America's economic power to influence another country's election, the president is tying the United States to the financial fate of Argentina, which has been plagued for decades with surging inflation and rapid debt. Well, American farmers are not liking this. The move has been rebuked by American agriculture groups whose members have been hurt by the orange buffoon trade war with China and are anxiously waiting for economic support. So the farmers in America are waiting for a bailout. China stopped buying American agricultural products such as soybeans after the orange buffoon decision to impose tariffs on China import. Instead, China has been purchasing soybeans from Brazil and Argentina, where they are now less expensive than U.S. soybeans because of China's retaliatory tariffs, raising fears across rural America of a looming farm crisis. The American Soybean Association, which has been lobbying for economic support for farmers, said that the frustration is overwhelming. The group pointed out that Argentina just lowered its export taxes so that it could sell even more soybeans to China, further undercutting the United States farmers who face high Chinese tariffs. U.S. soybean prices are falling. Harvest is underway. The farmers read headlines not about securing a trade agreement with China, but the U.S. government is extending $20 billion in economic support to Argentina, said Caleb Ragland, the president of the American Soybean Association. So you screw the farmers here with all these tariffs. China does a retaliatory tariff, so now no one's buying the soybeans from American farmers, and Argentina just lowered their export tax so that China could buy more from them. Yet we are giving Argentina $20 billion. You're cutting all these programs for Americans. Doge cut every fucking thing, but we have $20 billion to give to Argentina? Why are we even paying taxes at this point? We don't benefit from our own tax dollars. They are just using our money like an 18-year-old with a credit card. And let's not forget he's just tariffing the pharmaceuticals that we get from other countries. How is this American first? How is this America first? Why do we pay taxes if we don't benefit from the money we give the government? This shit is insane. When are you guys going to get mad enough?
Apparently, the United States government is not spending enough of our taxpayer dollars on foreign wars. So Trump's Secretary of Treasury has announced a $20 billion bailout to prop up Argentina's economy. Almost immediately after U.S. assistance became public, Argentina suspended its export taxes on soybeans. And if you don't know about the soybean crisis going on with American farmers, the United States is one of the world's largest producers and exporters of soybeans. China is the world's largest importer of soybeans, and for years they have been the biggest buyer of the American soybean crop until 2025 and Trump's nonsense with the tariffs. And in 2025, China has not purchased any of the American farmers' soybean crops. But now Argentina has suspended its export taxes. So what did China do? It doubled its order with Argentina. So the American Soybean Association is furious about all of this, rightfully, and has called on Trump to immediately work out a deal with China. So what is Trump's Secretary of Agriculture proposing now? Now she is proposing a bailout for farmers and to use the revenue from tariffs to bail out the farmers. So Trump is bailing out Argentina with $20 billion, which is allowing them to undercut the farmers in the United States. And so now we're going to use the tariffs to bail out the farmers. This is America first. This is the art of the deal. I don't have words anymore for how stupid this administration is.
Hey, MAGA farmers, you okay with this? So we can't have foreign aid. We had to cut USAID. This is how much we were spending. But we can just give Argentina, who's selling all their soybeans to China, while yours are sitting in your barns rotting. We can bail them out. This is going to go over well.
Donald Trump just saved Argentina. Why would he do that? Because Javier Milei, Argentina's president, is a right-wing authoritarian populist, just like Trump. Milei claimed to be libertarian who preaches free markets and radical cuts to government. But when Argentina's economy started collapsing, he didn't turn to the free market. He turned to another right-wing authoritarian populist, the one with money, Trump. On Monday, Trump's Treasury Secretary announced the U.S. would step in with dollar support, stopping a full-blown financial crisis. The markets instantly rebounded. Milei thanked Trump publicly, shouting his now famous rallying cry, "Long live freedom, damn it." But Milei's government is anything but free or a free market. He slashed education, healthcare, and social programs with a chainsaw, literally bringing one on stage. Sound familiar? And one reason why Trump likes him so much. Argentinians, just like Americans, have to stop believing everything their favorite politician says. Argentina and America, you've got to stop being told what to believe. Milei and Trump claim to be fighting for freedom while taking more control over their own people. Trump claims he's protecting democracy while setting up a dictatorship. Both men are selling lies. And if people don't question them, they'll lose the very freedoms they think they're defending. Trump doesn't care about Argentina's economy. He cares about building a global alliance of leaders loyal to him. Dictators protect each other, and that's what this bailout is all about. How much will Americans have to pay to buy Milei's loyalty? We don't know for sure, but it will be in the billions, and with the tax cuts for billionaires and corporations Trump just enacted, we know it will be the average American who pays for it. So what do you think? Should America bail out Argentina? And there's more about this today at culturalperspective.com.
Why is the Trump administration bailing out Argentina at the expense of our American farmers? TikTok might not be around in the US forever, at least the current algorithm, so make sure you comment and follow for now, and use the link tree in my bio to stay connected and follow me everywhere else. Look, the story is absolutely insane. The Trump administration is floating a $20 billion support for Javier Milei. But here's what I don't get. This comes right after Argentina played dirty. They dropped their agriculture export taxes to 0% to snatch up some quick cash. And what happens next? You pretty much guessed it. China immediately pounced on it, buying up a wave of Argentina soybeans while US sellers got completely sidelined. Argentina flat out stole sales from US producers. So a direct competitor hurts US farmers' bottom line, and the response from the Trump administration is to, what, reward them? The orange turret is talking about handing them $20 billion of the taxpayer money. How is that not a total betrayal of the US soybean farmers? Especially farmers, I think it was like 70% voted for him. It makes zero sense. I thought it was all about American first policy. This is putting a foreign leader ahead of your own people. If I was those farmers, this is freaking unforgivable. Let me know what you think in the comments. Like, share, follow for more.
Breaking news, another country is about to go broke, and that country is Argentina. Argentina is facing sharp volatility with their bond prices plunging and their peso weakening. And this has left them in a space where they may need to get bailed out. And the United States might be their lifeline to make sure they don't go broke. And we can see that as of yesterday, the United States is ready to support Argentina with a $20 billion swap line. And digging a little bit deeper, you can see that the U.S. is ready to buy some of that government debt from Argentina. So there's two things that's happening here. The first one is that the United States is offering a $20 billion swap line, which we'll talk about what that is in just a second. And the second one is the United States is also saying, hey, we'll buy some of those bonds to help strengthen your economy. So let's talk about this $20 billion swap line that the United States is offering Argentina, and then we'll talk about how the United States is able to buy bonds from Argentina. You see, both the United States and Argentina have a central bank, and they're both part of the International Monetary Fund. So when a country extends a credit line to another country, essentially what they're saying is give us some of your currency as collateral for this access to the credit line that we've given you. So basically it's just a swapping of currencies. Since the United States is a little bit more stable than the peso is right now, the United States is basically saying, hey, we'll just allow you to swap your currency for ours to create a little bit more strength for your buying power. Now, very similar to a bank, since Argentina will be borrowing money from the U.S., they have to repay the money that they actually borrow from this credit swap. Plus, there's going to be interest as well. So the easiest way to think about it is a country walks into a bank and says, hey, we need a credit line of $20 billion. The bank gives access to that $20 billion, and the country borrows as much as they want, and then they have to repay that money, but again, they have to pay it with interest. Now again, how this helps Argentina is it gives them a stronger currency to buy things with. So that'll create a little bit more stability for their economy. And it works for the United States because now you're basically just loaning a country money and they're going to pay you back with interest. But now let's talk about those bonds that the United States might buy. So you can see that the U.S. is also set to deliver significant standby credit via the Exchange Stability Fund. So the way I want you to think about the Exchange Stabilization Fund is it's basically just a slush fund for the Treasury. So the Treasury can use this slush fund to manage currency crises. And it can also be used to lend to other countries or buy assets or currencies or bonds or anything that'll help strengthen the U.S. dollar. Now the thing about this slush fund is it doesn't need government approval for how the funds are utilized. It's up to the Treasury's discretion. So if they feel like it's a good investment to lend to Argentina in order to get a good return on investment, they can use it for that. Now, it's important to note that this deal has not been done yet, but the offer is on the table if Argentina does need the lifeline. So we'll have to wait and see how Argentina responds to this crisis.
Why are we giving $20 billion to Argentina? I thought the libertarians were all about free market capitalism and they didn't need government bailouts. But now the leader of Argentina, who is the most libertarian dude probably elected in my lifetime, has literally completely destroyed the Argentinian economy and made it to where the poverty rate there has skyrocketed. And now the economy's so screwed up and they have no social programs because he gutted all of those. And now he's asking the U.S. government for $20 billion and Trump's going to give it to him because Trump likes him. I thought the Republicans were against the idea of giving our money to other countries. And now we're going to give $20 billion to Argentina? Seemed like Argentina was doing better before they elected this guy. Seems like the libertarian philosophy has failed miserably in Argentina. And now we are going to bail him out for $20 billion? I don't know about you, but there's a lot of Americans that $20 billion could help. What happened to the Republican Party? What happened to America first? Oh, you only mean that when it's not your guy giving money to Argentina now and isn't real. So
it is confirmed the United States will give Argentina $20 billion in a bailout after President Milei was ousted for really poor performance in economic recovery. He did have very short windows of success in lowering inflation. However, poverty rates are high, the people were frustrated, engaged in mass protests, and now he's been ousted. Sorry, I'm eating. And now we will be bailing them out with $20 billion. What's interesting is that Milei ran on a platform of Make Argentina Great Again. Sound familiar? Milei's sister was caught in alleged corruption after she was taking bribes, basically using her brother's presidential position. Unemployment was at a record high for Argentina, and the poverty rates, like I mentioned before, are also climbing, and people are getting frustrated. And how does that end? It ends with us bailing them out at the tune of $20 billion. You can follow for more news updates, but you don't have to.
These Republican voting farmers are finding out the hard way. Caleb Ragland grows soybeans in Kentucky. He's voted for Trump every election since 2016. And now, he calls the current crisis Farmageddon. Why is he calling it Farmageddon? Because Trump's trade war shut down their biggest customer, China. Soybeans used to be a $25 billion export. Now they're sitting in bins unsold while Brazil cashes in. And Caleb's not alone. Eric Eukin, a seventh-generation farmer in Iowa with 750 acres of corn and 600 of soybeans, also voted for Trump in 2024. I didn't anticipate it being as bad as it is, he says. You didn't remember Trump screwing you guys over his last presidency? The funniest quote he says is that it's kind of the government that's put us in this situation. Eric, you don't say. He says pigs and cattle are keeping his farm afloat, barely. But there's no clear plan from DC. Just a maybe later bill that won't help until next year. This year's crop is rotting. We don't know what's happening day to day, Yukin says. Man, what a great guy to vote for. Someone that you have no idea what he'll screw up next. The last time we had bailouts was to buy future votes. Now, it doesn't matter anymore, he says. Ding, ding, ding. We got a winner, Eric. Trump's not coming to save you. He got what he wanted. Power, attention, money, and chaos. While you got tariffs, bankruptcy, and empty silos. And now that the votes are in and the markets are gone, he's moving on. While you're still out in the field waiting for a harvest that has nowhere to go. I hope you like soybeans, because there's going to be plenty of leftovers for you to eat.
We are being forced to bail out another country's farmers at the expense of our own. DC plans to send Argentina $20 billion in economic assistance. And what does Argentina do? They cut their export taxes and sold shiploads of soybeans to China in just 2 days. Meanwhile, farmers right here in Arkansas are left behind with falling prices and no market. I have been an Arkansas soybean farmer my entire life, until this year, when a deepening farm crisis forced my family to close a 150-year-old operation, and we weren't alone. And now this is coming for even more of us. Politicians like Tom Cotton are letting DC put Argentina over places like Arkansas. As a farmer myself, that is something I would not allow. I will fight for trade policies that put Arkansas farmers first. Every time. I'm Hallie Schaffner. I'm the 6th-generation Arkansas farmer running to unseat Tom Cotton in the U.S. Senate.
Hey everybody, well there it is folks. Argentina is selling all of their soybeans to China now because of the tariffs that Trump has initiated against other countries. And it's not that Trump has initiated tariffs on soybeans to China or anything like that. It's just China's like, we don't need you. So there it is, $47 billion that would have gone to the 500,000 American soybean farmers are now going to Argentina. Now, American farmers, almost 80% of them voted for Trump. So if you have 500,000 soybean farmers, that means 400,000 of them who are now on the verge of going bankrupt voted for Trump. And I saw in another TikTok video, I'm not prepared to talk about it, but this guy was really good. I really should give him a shout out. I will in the notes or something. He came across my feed that there's this company called Acre Trader. And guess what they specialize in? They specialize in buying up distressed farms. Guess who's a major shareholder in that? J.D. Vance. So, while America is giving $20 billion to Argentina to prop up their government, American farmers are out of almost $50 billion. Not a single Chinese order has been cut on soybean farms this year. It's absolutely incredible. And Trump is destroying the American farmer. It's just crazy.
Welcome back, guys. I truly appreciate your presence here. And after you have listened to everybody talking or commenting on Trump's assistance when it comes to bailing out Argentina, I mean, it doesn't make sense because you see that rural hospitals in America are closing down. People are dying of hunger. The healthcare is going downward. Prices are going up. And yet the standard of living is going down, which doesn't equate proportionally. So MAGA farmers have finally turned against Trump. I can tell you for sure, for real. Because tell me why, after the government, the administration of Trump supporting or bailing out Argentina makes a deal with China to be exporting and to be sourcing the soybeans from them. I mean, does that even make sense at all? So this story of, the Trump's administration bailing out Argentina, guys, it does not make sense at all. Because if you look at the government that has brought down the economy of Argentina, actually, I can confidently tell you that Argentina is, when it comes to comparing the economy of Argentina and Africa, it's the same. Unemployment rate is high, corruption is high, and the standard of living is low. So all those factors, you can always hear them being mentioned in Africa, but it's not only Africa, but also even in some countries in the southern part of America. So guys, the bailing out has not come out well, especially with soybean farmers and also all type of farmers in America. And if you are keen in this video, it was just the farmers only who came out and spoke, but also people that came, Americans actually, they came out and also spoke on behalf of the farmers. Some were telling farmers, I mean, if I see you crying on TV about how you are almost going bankrupt, I mean, I'll just feel, I'll just slap you if I meet you, because you voted for this. Nobody else voted for this. So I don't know how you feel about these farmers, but of course, for me, it's just a reaction, it's a commentary. And guys, actually, when it comes to America supporting Israel, it's estimated that America supports Israel yearly and to a tune of 3.2 billion every year. For what now? For what? Because remember, those are taxes that are being sourced from the Americans, the taxes from the American citizens, in short. And these taxes, they're going to help other countries, bail out other countries, and it's not helping the citizen of America. And that's why they are very furious. You actually saw, or we saw videos or clips from the farmers in Arkansas who voted for MAGA. They were really mad. I mean, they were stressed. They were actually asking for bailouts. They were asking for government to help them, support them. Of course, this hasn't come out well, that they are bailing out the whole economy of Argentina. Some few days ago, you could see Argentinians in Buenos Aires. They were actually they were protesting bad economy, bad leadership, and they voted him again. And you could see people like Elon Musk also feeling like they have actually elected a very good leader. But at the end of the day, you feel or have this sense of feeling that they're just friends, nothing else. And also, some people believe that there is something more than that. By the time Trump agrees to bail out Argentina, and yet he also has struggling citizens, then there must be something big that he's getting from that deal. So, guys, I can tell you that if you read about rural hospitals in America, they're actually closing down. Young people are not even able to buy houses. In the past, they used to easily buy because the employment rate was so high. It wasn't like hard to get a job. But my big question, I have a very delicate question here. Okay, why is it that it's really easy for Trump's administration to bail out a country to support this particular country that we call Israel? But when it comes to helping its own citizens, it's very difficult, because those are the same taxes that are meant to help America. It's meant to support the citizens of America, improve their standard of living, lower taxes. But this money, it's going to Israel, it's going to Argentina, it's going to finance so many other things, but not the citizen of America who is actually working day and night to ensure that they pay taxes and comply to the rules and policies of that particular country. So, of course, we have other people, some Americans, they're like, you see what the president is doing? That is money laundering. I was like, guys, what do you mean by money laundering? Because at the end of the day, money laundering is technically making illegitimate money look legitimate, by passing it through financial systems. And people are like, it goes to Argentina, and then Argentina diverts it back to America, and that's how the money is acquired and put in the pockets of politicians and the administrations. In short, I don't know what you think about that, but that was just like some suggestions that I saw, what people think about all this bailing out Argentina story. Looks like, so Argentina is being bailed out, and they're being given a tune of 20 billion USD. But of course, that is going to bring a negative impact on the economy, first of all, because it's going to take them like so many years to pay that loan. And of course, it's being paid in interest. They borrowed the loan in Argentinian pesos, and they're going to pay it in dollars. So that's a disadvantage on the other end when it comes to Argentina's economy, and it's not a good thing. It's not a good thing. These loans, they normally frustrate and depress the economy of a developing country, I would say, like Argentina. So, okay, there is this slogan of "Make America Great Again" or "America First." In this particular scenario, that does not apply at all. And that is why someone was saying, guys, you need to go with facts, not rhetorics, because the fact is there is nothing like America First or Make America Great, nothing like America First. When you look at this particular situation, Argentinians are being bailed out, not Americans. So that, of course, that's not America First. Israel are being funded. I don't know funded for what anyway. I've never understood, but we'll understand as time goes. And the fact prices keeps increasing, standard of living keep decreasing, and America is losing their health care. Imagine they want to increase the retirement age. I mean, by the age of 70 or 60, most of us want to be resting, if we are lucky to get to that. And of course, when it comes to the rate in which people live in America, I don't remember the name well, but Americans live longer than most Africans, and that is because of, I don't remember that word. The standard of living there is really nice there, but currently, I wonder, like, Americans are like, the standard of living is going down, but still, okay, for them it's going down, but still it's much better than has here in Africa. So, guys, the farmers are crying for real. They are crying because this particular money, if they were bailed out, they will be at a better place. Remember, China has gone to Brazil, China has gone to Argentina now after lowering their export tariffs to zero. Like, I mean, who does that? That means that you're not getting anything when it comes to you exporting goods from your country. Argentina just did that, and they struck a deal with China. Is now sourcing their soybean, and American farmers, they've been left. They're just there hanging. I really feel for them because it's their president who is supposed to be helping them. I don't know what you think about all this situation, drama, saga, because it's actually, for me, I feel like Argentina is just kind of, signing for Trump's policies. That's what Trump is signing for also, just for the policies that he believes in. And then, he got his other liberal person friend and is doing that. So Israel is always funded every year from the American citizens' taxes, and they're given a tune of around 3.8 billion according to sources outside there. If you look at this figure, it's so massive, huge. If it could have been taken to a rural hospital in America, it would really help. If it would have been taken to those that are hungry, it would really help. If it was taken to industries in America, it would really help America. But now it's going somewhere else, and I don't know what they're getting from the other end. Maybe you can tell us down there in the comment section. When America funds Israel, what are they getting from Israel, in short? I need to know that, because also, if you look at the Prime Minister of Israel, he has been there since time immemorial. Since I was a baby, he has been the Prime Minister up to now. He's never retiring. I mean, this thing of leadership, I don't know, if you become a puppet, then it's easier for you to be manipulated or what, and the West keeps supporting you. I don't understand, because Also in Africa, when it comes to leadership, I mean, once a leader, a politician has become a president, they always don't want to step down. And in between their terms, you will hear somebody coming up and saying, and now we want to add the term of the president by 5 years, at least they stay 15 years, and then 20 years, and then forever. You see, Uganda, a country like Uganda, it has had one president since 1980 something there. I mean, that's not a good thing, because we have talented people, we have good leaders outside there, and if they're given an opportunity, they will really change the country to a better place. So the administration doesn't have money to support the citizens of America to help them improve their life, but it has money to bail out Argentina, to send to Israel. I mean, what was even the point of canceling USAID? Because that was one of the organizations that really supported the rural farmers of America, but now they voted for Trump, who had promised that they're going to get rid of it. I mean, help me understand how these farmers think, you know. And it's really hard to understand, because if I know that, if somebody is coming to convince me to vote for them so that they can get rid of something that's supporting me, I mean, I'll think twice. Like, you want me to vote for you so that I can lose this? No, that will never happen. I'd rather stay with somebody that, you know, will retain the same thing that is helping me, especially when it comes to my farming, you know. So prices in America, they keep improving. And I think this is the fourth time that I'm talking about the standard of living going down. And when you look at the administration, they have funds for events, you know, they have funds for so many things, but supporting their own people, it's something different. People believe that Trump will bring down the economy of America. It's true, because now if you look at Americans and how they're sending money back home, it's kind of, okay, the Black Americans and African Americans, it has really come down. So I don't know. If there is something that I never knew, is the fact that Trump, not really Trump, Elon Musk always gets funds or funded or supported financially by the government to, you know, when it comes to him and his company rockets and all that, he really gets huge sums of money because of his invention and creativity. And I mean, all these things, guys. Thank you so much if you watched the clip up to this point. I appreciate your presence. I love you to the moon and back. Bye-bye.